Yeah, I'm sympathetic towards the people of Ukraine and what they're having to go through. I'm not sympathetic towards Zelensky, but dude, you don't go to a foreign nation, walk into their the House of Government, and then try to make demands of their leadership. Like,
He's
dude,
been
know your
doing that for
fucking
the last three
place.
years, bud. He's been doing that for the last 3 years, bud.
Well, I know he has, and for the past 4 years, we've had a joke of a fucking government. But it's like, dude, did you not realize like you're not you're not dealing with Biden and Kamala Harris anymore, homie? Like, it, you're not just gonna walk into the White House and make demands of Trump and JD Vance. Like, they're gonna dog walk you, and they did.
Well, the thing of it is, right, I've been making the joke this whole time that he's like basically a really shit version of an Austin Powers villain. And I made this meme before fucking a lot of the other stuff come out, and it was basically a picture of Bloody Waddy crying, and it's like, "Wah, the Yeti once was mean to me. Uh, he won't give me the monies. I cannot even sell the little orphans anymore. I wouldn't be like this if I had the nuclear weapons." And
Oh,
then he
and
starts
he
carrying
came.
on like a bit of a fucking despot, and I'm like, "Yeah, see, this is the reason why we didn't let cunts like this fucker have a nuke."
Well, and he came out after the fact. It was either today or yesterday. I forget which. But he came and was like, "Oh no, 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 we're grateful to America." And this, and it's like, bro, you should have said that when you were sitting down in front of Trump and Vance. Like, all you had to do is show a little bit of appreciation, be like, "We're thank you," or "I thank you for everything you've done. Please continue to help and support me." Don't sit there and try to make demands and threaten us. Like, nah, dude.
No, he did that
Like,
knowing that Trump's going to put the fucking kibosh on this, because this has been telegraphed, fucking, and he knows that like he doesn't have a leg to stand on. Trump's not going to even let him get away with this fucking unelected fucking appointed dictator nonsense and all this kind of shit. And fucking, so that's why he came out fucking, both arms swinging. And I bet you $10 if he did in fact have fucking nuke left over from the fucking Cold War, it'd be a case of give me the monies or I'll nuke Bulgaria, something fucking like that, and we will have no shit a fucking shitty bloody Bond villain on our hands.
oh, and then like the very next day, like what Putin comes out and says like, "Oh, we'll make a rare earth metals deal with the United States. We have more." And then today Zelensky comes out and says like, "Oh no, no, I'll sign the deal." It's like,
Yeah,
bro, it's like, what are you doing, man? Like, you should have just signed the deal, been grateful, and been like, "Thank you for all your help. Let's put an end to the war." It's like, nah, he came in like a fucking toddler.
yeah. Well, if the dumb fuck hadn't have been shelling bloody civilians in the first place, he wouldn't be in this fucking mess.
Yeah, I just don't know what that guy was thinking. Like, homie, you know how Trump is. You should know at this point who Katie Vance is. You don't just walk into somebody's house and make demands of them and start threatening them. Just sign the deal, be grateful for the help that we've given you, and put an end to it. It's like don't sit there and make demands of us and try to make threats, especially when the media's rolling. Like,
Oh no, no, I'm all for making threats and demands. Go ahead. Go ahead. Um
well, I mean, personally, I'm glad he did because it shows the entire world exactly who he is and how entitled he believes himself to be. But it's like, dude, if you care about your country, that was the worst possible chess move you could have made.
yeah. All right. So we're live. Hello everybody. I know it's Sunday night. It's not Saturday morning. And if you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself. I don't care.
Mirror, mirror on the
Um
wall.
Effectively, just to what Doku was just saying there,
yeah.
right? Is the whole point is that this was never supposed to happen. The Democrats were supposed to steal the next election, or at least make it to a point where Trump couldn't win, and at least get a fucking rhino in power. So all this money grifting was still being able to continue on. So what's actually happened here is the Democratic head of the snake has been chopped off, and now you got cunts like Zelensky running around going, but I was expecting the monies. Where's all the monies? You got to keep giving me the monies. And then and now he doesn't know what to go is because everybody who was running the show is not there anymore. And but there was never a fucking plan because they were just under this stupid fucking naive fucking idea that like yeah they were going to have either potato or camel toe, one of the two. So they're running on a scriptless fucking movie scene here. Like they don't know what to do, and that's just out of desperation. You give us all the money, or else we'll lose the fucking war. Well, how's about you stop fucking shelling civilians, and then the Russians won't shell you in the first place?
Well, to be fair, and I am not a fan of Bill Maher by any stretch of the imagination, but when he's correct, he's correct. And one of the things he's been most correct about, I forgot who he was talking to, some like PhD political scientist dude, whatever, like, and essentially a useful idiot. And he's saying, well, the reason the Democrats lost in 2024 is because they're not effective at getting their messaging out. And Bill Maher correctly states, no, you were very effective at getting your messaging out. Like, that's the problem. The problem is that the majority of people don't agree with your message. Your messaging was very effective. People just don't agree with it.
Yeah.
And he's correct. Like, he's spot on that one.
Yeah. So tonight we're going to do something. We did something similar the other, about a month and a half ago. But today I thought it'd be fun that we all sit together and discuss the first 20 seasons of The Simpsons and put them up on the tier list.
Oh, wow. I'm going to have to remember what season is what. I don't think I've watched The Simpsons in like a decade.
I haven't either. So I'm going in with this with very haphazardly. So yeah, how about you, Farty? You ready, Farty?
Well, yeah, evidently YouTube is as well, because I just checked the YouTube homepage and it's just refreshed from the real Simpson channel. When Lisa Simpson was stupid, when wasn't she?
Yeah, she's always been kind of an idiot. Okay, so let's let's start ranking 20 years worth of The Simpsons. We're not going to go all the way up to whatever the current season is. We're not doing that. We're just doing the first 20 seasons. They're all here. We're only doing up to here. Where my mouse cursor is. I don't know if you guys can see that, but
Yep.
let's dive in. Start with season 1. This is an easy one, right?
S tier.
S tier. Farty, where would you put season 1?
I'd say around C, really.
C? You think it's the great tier?
The only reason I say S tier is because at the time season 1 came out, it was like nobody else was doing it. And it got so many people so pissy and up in arms. Like, yeah, no, I say season 1 is S tier. But I would. That's also full disclaimer. I would say season 1 is the only S tier season.
There we go. And then we have terrible, awful, the worst.
All right. Well, I'm going meh, because I distinctly remember when it first came out as well, and I'd already been watching Beavis and Butthead when this shit come out, and then fucking everyone's like, oh no, it's like Beavis and Butthead. It's like, it's nothing like fucking Beavis and Butthead. Go get fucked.
Yeah. Completely different show. I'm gonna
even Beavis and Butthead wasn't what they were saying Beavis and Butthead was.
No, it wasn't. Beavis and Butthead was a lot of things, but
it's tame as fuck. That's what it
was.
It was just high school humor. That's really all Beavis and Butthead was.
It was high school.
They're using bad language. You dillweed, you fart knocker.
I don't know. I think season 1 is fine. I think it's a low B, high C. There are some memorable episodes in there. There's the episode where Bart goes to France toward the end of the first season. There's the episode where you know what? That's all I can remember in season 1. I know there's some good ones. But the first episode of season 1 was just dumb and terrible. It was the origin story of Santa's Little Helper.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
But overall, I think season 1 is fine. I think it's a safe setup for an otherwise decent, like 5 to 10 year run. right? So I think
Well,
what so
B tier then?
B, or what are you saying, Farty? B or C? I can go either way.
See,
C? All right, sorry, Doku. We're gonna have to overrule you here and go with C tier.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
All right, season 2. Bart's dog gets an F is in this episode. Bart gets an F in this season. Bart's dog gets an F in this season. There's some more memorable like things in there. Oh yeah, season 1 had the monster truck, and no, that wasn't season 1. Sorry, I'm thinking of season like
this is the season where Bart keeps getting all the Fs. So when's the one where Lisa gets the D?
Oh my god. All right, so season 2, what are we thinking here? Your choice and why.
I mean, if season 1 is C tier, then I would say season 2 is also C. Not better, not worse. Kind of just an extension of more of the same.
Do you concur, Farty?
Yeah, I could leave it as a C. I'd actually give it a little bit more points because it's the second season. They've got their they got their fucking eye in now kind of thing.
So it's more like a C and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I can see that. I can go with C. Season 3, we have Camp Krusty in this season, and Mr. Lisa Goes to Washington, I think, is in season 3. Hang on.
Mr. Lisa goes to be an insufferable little cunt.
Yep, season 3. So Mr. Lisa is in this season, and that's a terrible episode.
I was gonna say I hated that episode, and I'd be willing to knock it down to it. I'd be willing to knock it down to an E just because of that one episode alone.
Isn't Moaning Lisa in season 3? No, that's in season 1. But season 3, just because of Mr. Lisa Goes to Washington, where do you want to put this?
F.
Or the rise of Greta Thundercunt.
Oh my goodness. F tier?
I'm saying F.
Yep.
Okay, you're both saying F. I'll go with F. I mean, I would put it at a solid C just because like overall the writing is okay. It still continues on from the C stuff, but there are
the writing in season 1 and 2 was okay as well, but that one episode was so bad. Like I can't overlook that.
Also, oh no. Oh man. The episode I hate the most is in that season 2. That's the episode where Homer goes to the insane asylum and he meets the dude that thinks he says he's Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, that should be a downgrade from season 1. I would say that puts it at E or F.
Stark Raving Dad is the name of the episode.
Yeah, you should knock season 2 down to at least E just because of that one episode. If that's how we're gonna do things,
I put it on F.
F. All right, fine by me. I was trying to be generous.
You guys said F. That's where I put it.
All right, F it is.
Season 4.
I wonder if Michael Jackson ever did sing that to one of his victims. Lisa, it's your birthday.
Oh my god.
Happy birthday, Lisa.
So season 4. Camp Krusty's in this season, I think.
Ready, you're gonna move season 2 down to F?
No, we're not moving season 2 down. Camp Krusty is the 4th season premiere. Yep. So season 4 has Camp Krusty, but it also has the first clip show episode in it. I think this is a B season.
I was gonna say I'm kind of indifferent about this one, but it was better than the first 2 and not nearly as bad as the third. So yeah, I think B's
Farty?
I Oh well, I'm pretty impartial on this one. I think this is like isn't this year the year that they started actually getting celebrities in on a regular basis, but not like the person who's the flavour of the month right now is like, oh, Bette Midler's famous, we'll get her on.
Yeah, I think all that starts in season 5 or 6.
I thought it was a little bit earlier than that because there is that episode where fucking Midler is fucking teaching Greta Thundercunt. I mean, Lisa fucking more fucking bloody environmentalist bullshit. They go on a fucking hike or some shit like that. And, I don't
Oh,
know,
you're talking
guys,
the
they're fucking.
episode where Krusty was retiring and they're doing a tribute to Krusty, but Lisa wants to get to a bunch of people together and she has Bette Midler help. Yeah. Is that in season 4?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't
Like
remember either.
for these ones, we're getting up to 40 fucking years now.
Yeah. Yeah,
I've last
it's
seen
been a
one of these.
while. So
I mean,
you
was
say
it
you're
better?
impartial?
Was it better than season 1 or 2?
All I can remember was I enjoyed the earlier ones, and then after the movie, it sort of took a left turn. Frank knows why, and,
Oh yeah.
and
We'll get
mention it
we'll
when we
get
get there.
we'll get there. Yeah, I guess I'll throw it into this C tier. I was gonna say B tier because it's got a lot of really decent, memorable episodes in it. Camp Krusty is one of them. That I just remember off the top of my head. And there's a lot of more Homer centric episodes that start showing up in this season. Season 5.
I don't remember anything about season 5.
What's in season 5?
Season 5 episodes. The Simpsons. Okay, let's look at what episodes are in season 5. We have Homer's Barbershop Quartet, Cape Fear. That's a really good episode, actually.
So,
Yeah.
hang on, this will be the season I'm talking about because the barbershop they had fucking the Ringo Starr from the Beatles, and then there was the Cape Fear ones when they had bloody Kim Basinger and fucking
No.
whoever the
Cape
fuck
Fear
she
is
was
the
married to.
episode. No, Cape Fear is the episode where Bart's getting threats from Sideshow Bob, and
that's a good one.
Bob is able to like get himself out of prison. And then there's a scene where he's like strapped under the Simpsons car and they're like driving through the desert.
Yeah, and he gets out from underneath the car and
he's just hovered. Yeah. That's a really strong episode. Homer Goes to College, another strong episode. Rosebud, the episode where Mr. Burns is looking for his lost teddy bear named Bobo, and then turns out Maggie finds it.
Oh, that was a good
if
one
they
too.
find out. Yeah, it's so fucking laugh if we find out genuinely that the whole point of the term rosebud was just like it's like the term for like a prolapsed anus or something like that.
Oh Christ!
And like everyone's just like, what does it mean? What does it mean? And he's just been sitting there this whole time going.
Rosebud is as an episode title is a reference to the movie Rosebud. Yeah,
Citizen Kane.
Yeah, Citizen Kane. Where at the end the dude like he dies and his last word is Rosebud. So that's a solid episode. We got Treehouse of Horror 4. Yeah, Treehouse of Horror 4. The Devil and Homer Simpson, where Devil sells his soul and then his head becomes a donut at the end of the episode. Terror at 5.5 Feet, which is the school bus version of the airplane episode of the Twilight Zone. And
William
then
Shatner episode.
Yeah. And then Bart Simpson's Dracula, where Mr. Burns turns everybody into vampires, but it turns out that Marge is the head vampire. Marge on the Lam, where Marge and her neighbor Ruth have a girls' night out, and at the end they do a Thelma and Louise thing where they drive off the edge of the Springfield Gorge. Bart's Inner Child, another really good episode where everybody in the town gets convinced to act like more like Bart. Boy Scouts in the Hood is okay episode, but it's not great. The Last Temptation of Homer is a great episode. That's the one where he has a crush on one of his coworkers, this new coworker. Then there's the
Not to be
legalized.
mistaken with the sweet can episode.
No. That's in season 2 or 1, I think.
That's what I said. Not to be mistaken with that one.
Yeah, that's a completely different one. The legalized gambling episode where Bart or Marge becomes addicted to gambling.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a really good one. Homer the Vigilante, not a great episode. Bart Gets Famous, the one where he gets famous for stumbling onto a Krusty set and saying, "I didn't do it."
Oh, that was a decent episode.
Yeah. Deep Space Homer's in this episode. In this season, rather. Lisa versus Malibu Stacy, which is the only decent, halfway decent Lisa-centric episode there is. But even then, she's an insufferable.
Feminist shit.
Yeah, she's an insufferable fuck. Homer and Apu. Homer gets food poisoning from the Quickie Mart. And they go to Tibet to get Apu's job back.
Oh, I
So
remember
that was based on reality, that one.
Homer Loves Flanders. That was a decent episode. There's a chase scene in it. Remember when Homer's like, "Hey, you want to go mini golfing?" And he's like, not really. And Homer comes chasing after the Flanders station wagon, like he's the T-1000, and he hooks.
I forgot about that episode.
Yeah, Bart
that was a good one.
It was. Bart Gets an Elephant is in this season. Burns' Heir is in the season where Bart becomes Burns' heir.
So it was about this point in the series where they should just come out and admit it that fucking Marge fucked Monty Burns. For whatever reason, tried to gold dig him, what the fuck ever. But there's a hell of a lot of fucking connections between that bloke and that family.
Yeah.
And that fucking kid.
Yeah. So you know what?
I would say this one's at least A, and I'm leaning towards S.
There's a lot. It's a really strong season. What do you think, Farty?
Yeah, this was a good one.
All right. I'm not gonna say S tier. I'm gonna say A tier.
The only reason I'm leaning towards S is because it has a lot of very iconic moments, and it was an overall very strong season.
It was a very strong season. However, the missteps in the season were huge.
Yeah, when it misses hard.
It didn't miss much, but those misses were enough to knock off. It's not a perfect season. It's a great season. It's not a perfect season.
Agreed. I would say A is probably a very fair assessment.
Season 6 has the end of it is that summer long what's that episode I'm looking for? That summer long cliffhanger. That's the word I was looking for. Of when Bart or when Mr. Burns gets shot.
Oh, this was the one that actually made me stop watching Simpsons for a couple of seasons.
Lisa's Rival is the second episode of the season. It's got the second clip show of the series. Not great. Itchy and Scratchy Land was a great episode. Sideshow Bob Roberts is the second time Bob is released from prison. And he runs for mayor of Springfield just so he can fuck with Bart and Lisa.
Oh, that was an all right episode.
It was meh.
Like I said, all right. Not good, not great. All right.
Yeah. Treehouse of Horror 5 had The Shinning, which was the parody of The Shining. Time and Punishment.
Was that where fucking Homer runs up the stairs and then he keeps tripping over and has to stop and grab his shin and goes, ah, oh, hang on, wrong
my
franchise.
God. At this point, they're essentially identical. But no, Time and Punishment is that mini episode in the Treehouse of Horror where like he bashes the shit out of his toaster and then he tries to fix it, but inadvertently turns it into a time machine. And then Nightmare Cafeteria, where they just start turning elementary school students into fucking puppy chow, basically. And they kill groundskeeper Willie in each and every one of those little mini episodes in Treehouse of Horror 5.
That's the only reason I remember any of these.
Bart's girlfriend, Lovejoy's daughter, and Bart become an item. Lisa on
Lovejoy's
Ice.
daughter, the original Hot Tour girl.
Right. Lisa on Ice. Lisa's the Lisa ends up joining the hockey team.
Yeah.
It's an okay episode. Homer Badman. That's the episode where Homer grabs the candy off the lady's butt. And she's
She
all like,
can.
she grabbed my ass.
She can.
Yeah.
Homer the Great is in this one. Homer the Clown. Bart vs. Australia. My God, this is my favorite episode, but
That's a good
Fucking
one. It's
cringe.
just unfortunate it's in this season.
yeah.
That's the fucking cringiest shit fucking god bloody
Oh, I
tone deaf
know.
fucking nonsense
That's why
you've
it's
ever
funny.
fucking seen.
That's why it's good.
It's like, tell me
Normally-
you've got no fucking idea of the actual existence of the country called Australia without telling us you've got no idea of the actual existence of a country called fucking Australia. I'll give you half an hour, go.
Well,
Oh,
Simpsons, bro.
man. I think I'm gonna put this in D.
I
is-
would actually personally put it in E because I don't think it comes close to any of the C tiers, and the episodes that fail pretty hard. And outside of the one episode, there's nothing really that memorable about it.
Yeah, there's the episode where Bob becomes the mayor of Springfield, but
I mean, the season as a whole, I would say E, but D is probably a fair rating.
what say you, Farty?
Bury it under the fucking jail and incinerate the fucking thing. I've got a thermonuclear hatred for that, just that one episode alone, simply because of fucking dollary dues.
Okay, I'll put it in F tier just for you, Farty.
Just fucking.
I'm
Okay,
fine with F tier too.
I keep hearing bloody Yanks like talking about Australians like, and that's going to cost you so many dollary dues. Like, oh, fucking give it a rest, cunt. Shit. There's one reference in one episode of one fucking cartoon from fucking 20-something fucking years ago. Jesus Christ, get over it.
Actually, how many years ago did that season come out? When was that released?
Nearly 35 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, feeling old yet.
No, I say with zero confidence.
Doku was still in diapers when that episode came out.
Yeah, and they were still playing it on TV.
Season 7, not a terrible episode. It starts with the ending of Who Shot Mr. Burns. Do you need any
Actually,
more?
While we're here, 'cause I'm fucking sure of it. Like, this episode exists. Apparently, they're all out there. You can get every single one of them, but there's apparently one, and I'm fucking sure I've seen it, and I know the exact reason why. Like, I haven't seen it since because they banned it off TV, being rerun. But it was the one where Maggie was trying to kill Homer. There's this episode where, like,
Are you
Maggie
talking
was
in the
doing all
beginning
this
of the
stuff.
series?
I can't remember exactly which
That's
season it
in
was.
season 2, I think. It's Itchy and Scratchy and Marge. Yep, season 2, episode 9. Maggie attacks Homer with a mallet, and Marge immediately blames Itchy and Scratchy for the show turning her violent. And then Marge ends up becoming like an anti-cartoon violence advocate.
Oh yeah, that's the one where they were
I- I
making
re-
fun of the whole Satanic Panic shit.
But like, I remember there was a different version where Maggie tried to kill Homer like about a dozen fucking times.
Yeah, it's all in the same episode.
Hmm.
It's all in the same
Oh, well.
episode. Itchy and Scratchy and Marge. And then there's a part in the episode where Maggie tries to stab Homer in the eye with a pencil.
Yeah, wasn't she even making elaborate traps and shit?
No. That the elaborate trap stuff you're getting mixed up with another episode. That's the episode where it's in season 7, and I believe it's called A Streetcar Named Marge. Let me double check. I think it's called A Streetcar Named Marge. And it's an episode where Marge has started she wanted to be in a play for A Streetcar Named Desire, and she drops Maggie off in a like super fucking maximum security penitentiary style the fuck's it called, babysitting place, daycare, thank you. And they end up making like some sort of Rube Goldberg device so she can get to her pacifier.
That's not the one I remember. I remember it was a scene in the Simpsons home garage, and Maggie had got like this fucking paint tin, a la fucking Home Alone kind of thing.
Okay, yeah. That's in that same episode from season 2. Itchy and Scratchy and Marge. She grabs the what happens is, in that particular scene, she bonks Homer on top of the head with the mallet, and Homer falls, and he grabs and he's like on his way down, and he grabs there's like a liner or something that's on the table, and he pulls it down, and a bucket of paint falls down as he's pulling down on the liner or the
I
tarp
must
or
be
something.
not remembering this at all then. Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Season 7 got a lot of good episodes in it. Homer the Smithers, really fucking good episode. Bart on the Road is another really good episode, I think. Let's see, Homer Palooza, really fucking good episode. Bart the Fink, where Krusty gets audited by the IRS and he fakes his death. We got Two Bad Neighbors, where George Bush moves into Springfield. That's a really fucking good episode.
Yeah, especially at the end when Gerald Ford comes and moves in later on, they make him out to be as much of a fucking boob as Homer is, because he was.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot of good episodes. I'm gonna say this is B tier. What say you, Doku?
I would say at least B tier, maybe A tier, maybe.
What do you think, Farty?
Yeah, BT.
B tier? B it is. We got our first B. We're just flying through these. All right, so where are we at? Season 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, we're at season 8. Okay, season 8. Do we need a refresher? Does anyone want to know what episodes are in season 8? What memorable episodes are in season 8?
Yep.
Man, another one of my favorite episodes. You only move twice. Homer gets a new job with working for Scorpio, Hank Scorpio, who's trying to take over the world. No?
This isn't the Max Power episode, is it?
No.
That sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't really remember anything about it.
Now I do remember this one. Yeah, just certain details. I thought it started off with him changing his name to Max Power, and someone noticed him.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, no, no.
he gets a job offer from this other mob. It turns out he's like some fucking Bond villain, but Homer's just like going to work and doing his job and like not understanding what the fuck's going on around him.
Yeah,
Like
no,
even at
you're
the end, like Bond's fucking. Well, the Bond team's taken over. The place is blowing up left, right, and center. Scorpio's got a fucking flamethrower on, and he's like,
right.
"What's the matter, Homer? You seem a bit upset." I kind of really wouldn't mind just going back to fucking Springfield. Yeah, okay, off you go. See you later. No worries. Good luck with you.
Yeah. So you're getting two episodes confused again, or getting two episodes mashed into one again. But you do have the bulk of it correct. Homer works for the evil genius, and then the rest of the family starts to get homesick. Um, so that's in that season. Um, let's see. Burns Baby Burns. There's this is the episode that's got Rodney Dangerfield in it. Bart After Dark. Bart ends up damaging a gargoyle on the roof
Yeah,
of the burlesque house.
the brothel.
Well, there's a difference between a burlesque house and a brothel.
There's only a difference in America where you're not allowed to have brothels.
Yes, that's why they said there's because we're in America, sir. At any rate, Hurricane Nettie is in this one. That's a really good one. That's where the hurricane tears down Ned's house, and Ned loses his shit, ends up in the fucking psych ward.
Yeah, I'd leave that poster there. That one's structural.
See, you remember that episode. Lisa's
Just
date
that
with
bit.
Density. So what are we thinking for this season and why? Farty.
Lisa's date with Density. Was that a Back to the Future ripoff? Was it?
No, that's the episode where Lisa goes on a date with wait, maybe it was. Nelson's Chalmers' car. Lisa watches. Nope,
Let's just
that's the
make
one
a joke
where Lisa starts dating Nelson Muntz.
Lisa starts dating, and then she realizes that she likes Minge better.
Oh my god, probably. So what do you think, Farty?
Uh, B or C, something like that.
B or C? Okay. Doku, what do you think?
Uh,
Tough to call
outside
for you.
of outside of the Flanders episode, there's nothing really all that memorable about this season. But there's nothing I really hate about it, so I'd guess C.
C. I'm gonna side with Farty. I'm gonna say a B. Only because it was a decent season. There's a lot of good episodes in here. The Mysterious Voyage of Homer is in that season. The one where Homer hallucinates after the chili cook-off.
Oh, yeah, that was a good episode. I don't know, it's just there's good episodes. I just don't really I don't feel like they're that memorable.
Mountain of Madness, a really memorable episode, right?
That was a good one. That was
where everyone goes to that retreat in the mountains for the nuclear plant, and all but Burns and Homer get to the shed they're supposed to get to, as a team, get there on time.
Right. Is that the one where there was a blizzard?
Avalanche, but yes.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And they get locked in, and then they get cabin fever, and they start like hallucinating shit. They're men just made of snow. They're not snowmen.
All right, I say B is fair then.
Itchy and Scratchy and Poochie is in this season. I'm just gonna say the Mary Poppins ripoff is in this season.
I like that. That was a good episode.
Homer's Phobia, where Homer the family befriends the gay guy at the junk shop.
Oh God.
It's like a collectible shop, and there's like the gay guy that works there, and they like invite them. They invite him to come eat dinner with them, and then Homer finds out that he's gay, and yeah, that's in there. That's a good episode. Brother from Another Series is in this season. Sideshow Bob is released again, but this time it's to the care of his brother Cecil. And Cecil has a plan to blow up the Springfield Dam, and Bob ends up going to prison again because of Cecil.
Oh wow, I forgot about that episode.
Yeah. Sister My Sitter. The episode where Lisa babysits Bart, and Bart ends up getting knocked out and with a broken arm, and then she stuffs Maggie into a cat kennel to get Bart to a doctor. And
She's
then
so smart, she doesn't know about fucking 911.
oh, yeah, exactly. She didn't want to call 911 because she didn't want like a record of her shitty talk, so she like needed to get to someone who wouldn't spill the beans, so to speak.
Oh,
So
so she
like
doesn't have integrity either.
no, she
She's not
has
just
no
a lying,
integrity.
insufferable piece of shit. She doesn't have any
Yeah.
integrity.
No, she doesn't.
Ironically enough, that's actually one of my favorite episodes.
It is actually a decent episode. Homer versus the 18th Amendment. Springfield outlaws alcohol.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a really good one. The Canine Mutiny. Bart gets a credit card in Santa's little helper's name, and buys a new dog called Laddie. It's a border collie.
I think I vaguely remember that.
And then
Yeah, that was the laddie was the wonder dog, but then fucking had to fuck off somewhere else or something like that because it was one of those right in for one episode characters which they tried doing with well, everyone thought they were doing with Family Guy once when they killed off Brian, and then like the next 2 or 3 episodes, like no, we've really killed him off, and here's the new character. But they actually just brought him back and extended that one out for 3 episodes.
Bart gives Santa's little helper to the repo men who come to repossess everything. Instead of the smart dog. And then he starts to feel guilty, and then he takes a smart dog out to go looking for Santa's little helper. The Old Man and the Lisa is the episode where Burns loses the power plant and all of his money. And then Lisa teaches him about recycling, and he uses recycling to start a whole new business.
Oh God, I hate that episode.
And then he ends up using what was it, like plastic 6-pack holders as like fish nets, and then like turning fish into a slurry and a paste to be sold.
Yeah, I hated that episode. I thought that episode was dumb as hell.
And Lisa turns down the millions of dollars that she would have made as his business partner at the end of it.
She's not smart.
No, she not.
Never was.
Homer's Enemy, the best episode of The Simpsons, is Homer's Enemy. Frank Grimes. The Frank Grimes episode. It's the best episode of the original 10 seasons of The Simpsons.
Well, it's not wrong on the fundamental point of it. I call it the luck of the dumb. Like someone can do something galactically dangerous and stupid and shit right up until the point you tell them that it's dangerous, and they'll be perfectly fine up until then. The instant you tell them, then they'll hurt themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like, Frank Grimes is doing all the stuff at the end, like, oh, I can eat fucking isotopes and fucking, I'm perfectly fine because I'm Homer Simpson. Look, there's all these 4 billion volts running through these cables. Oh, I can touch them because I'm fucking Homer Simpson. Homer is that dumb.
So, what do you think of this season?
This one's kind of annoying because the good stuff is good and the bad stuff is really bad.
The bad stuff in this season is actually half decent. It's watchable.
Yeah.
So the bad stuff in this season doesn't drag down the really good stuff in the season.
Yeah,
It's just like,
I don't know.
All right. Verdict on season 9. I think it's season 9 we're on. 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. What do you say, Doku?
I would say just because the good stuff is really good and the bad stuff is at least is not as bad as the bad stuff that came before it, I'd say at least a B, probably a soft A.
Okay. Farty, what say you, sir?
B or C?
B or C? I guess I'm the tiebreaker, huh? I'm gonna say B.
Sounds fair.
I think it's an incredibly solid season. I don't think it's quite as good. I don't think it's quite an A tier season, but I think it's decent.
There's 1 or 2 episodes that really drag it down. But the good stuff is good.
The good stuff is really good. Season 10.
I don't think I ever watched season 10, to be honest.
What happened in that one?
Let's see. Lord of the Dance.
Yeah, that was when that Michael fucking Flatley thing was bloody popular.
All the girls are impressed by this new transfer student, Alex Whitney. And then the same episode, Homer leaves or abandons his job to suck out grease pits because he can make money off of selling grease. You guys go ahead and chat. I need to take a leak. I'll be right back.
Gotcha.
He was pausing for a bit when he was going, Homer sucks out, sucks out, sucks out. And I was trying to think of fucking Marge's Simpsons sisters. And I was like, what is Marge's sisters? Fucking Festy Blue Waffles or something.
Oh, good God. Don't bring that up. No, Farty. No.
Yeah.
No. I'm scrolling through the episode list on this one, and I don't think I've actually ever seen any episode from this season.
Hang on. Let me look it up.
There was a period of time for probably about 4 or 5 years where I just didn't watch The Simpsons or anything really. So I think this is probably the next like at least 2 or 3 seasons I probably haven't seen any of the episodes from, and if I have, it's only been like clips or it's been like playing in the background. Also, this would roughly be around the same time where I started watching things like Toonami and stuff like that, as opposed to Simpsons and Beavis and Butthead. So that also plays a factor.
So really up to 9. I'm just going to click on that. Here we go. Oh, hang on. I just did that one. Huh? Here we go. Blood of the Beach. Visited the Green Terrace. Yeah, anyway, Doki, yeah, I was getting, I was kind of into it up until, like, the movie, and then when the movie came out, like, I can't exactly remember what Bart did, It was either drinking, smoking, fucking, I don't know, fucking a feral cat. There was something in it that was just like, well, that's just ruined that character for me. You can't sort of go back to him being a sweet little innocent eight-year-old now from this point on.
Yeah, I remember there was a distinct period in time where I really fell off from The Simpsons, where like I enjoyed it, and then for whatever reason I just lost all interest in it, and I didn't watch it for like a good 4 or 5 years. Like I just didn't. It's not like I hated it. I just didn't really care.
Yeah, it was sort of also getting into around about the time where, see, was it 98, 99? Yeah, just doing more. I was in the RFS at about this point, left the army. I was starting to do more works in the civilian world. And driving trucks, you're working typically 14 hours a day, or in a lot of occasions. So yeah, it was getting to that point where I was either wasn't at home when it was on, or I was watching something else.
Oh, and that's the thing. It was like if I'm gonna spend my time doing something, I was either outside or I was watching Toonami. Like I just didn't care about The Simpsons anymore because it just didn't hold my interest.
And I'm back.
Hi, back. I'm Farty. How you going?
Oh, I'm doing quite well, thank you. I have turkey sausage links. Anyone want one?
Well, if you can somehow manage to send one of those to the computer screen, I'll accept.
Take them. Come on, Doku.
Quantum entanglement's not quite there yet. I guess I'll just have to grab a beer instead.
Yeah.
Always me.
So where are we at on season 10 here, guys?
I didn't really watch, and as I was just telling Farty, I didn't really watch much of The Simpsons at this point in time, and I don't really remember this season, so I'm kind of impartial. So I guess a default for me would have to be probably a D, just because I don't remember anything about it. And
but you said you didn't watch it, so you don't get a vote.
Well, and the reason I say a D is because I should at least remember something from it, because I at least remember stuff from the C tier, so I can't put it up there.
Let me see if I can pull up an episode that I know you'd remember. Oh, Homer Simpson in kidney trouble. Grandpa Simpson's kidneys explode, and Homer keeps running away from the from doing the surgery.
Oh, okay. I do remember that. I've seen clips of that episode. I've never seen it start to finish, but that was a good one.
Viva Ned Flanders, the episode where Homer takes Ned to Las Vegas.
Oh, I do remember that one.
And they got married.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I can bump it up to a C at least.
Homer to the Max is the episode Farty's thinking of. That's in this season. This is the one where Homer changes his name to Max Power because of the TV show.
That's right. Yeah, there's a pilot for a fucking cop show or some shit like that, and like, yeah, one of the lead characters was Max Power, and they made him out to be all cool and shit in the pilot, and then they made the point to say, yeah, don't they change some of these characters on like the actual production show? And I was like, oh no, it will be fine. And then like Max Power was like a fucking spasticated retard.
Yeah.
All right, I'll say C.
C tier. What do you think, Farty?
Yeah. Well, one title. Well, just because they did this, and you know, there's one episode that they saved Lisa's brain. Well, because you bastards did that. No, it's an F tier. Thank you.
Is that in this season?
Well, according to Wikipedia,
they did, yeah. Oh man.
I didn't even remember that one either. I don't remember 30 Minutes Over Tokyo. I'm gathering that's a World War II fucking.
No. The Simpsons get stranded in Japan. They were like, you can get you can go on an easy trip because they're like starting to like budget real hardcore.
Oh, I remember that episode.
Like, oh, you can take flights around the world if you don't care where you're going. And they end up getting on a flight and beating the Flanders to
and didn't Family Guy and South Park both do a parody of that episode?
I don't know.
Pretty sure they did.
But they end up going on a game show to get plane tickets to get back to Springfield. And one of the game show was like they drop Homer, I think it's Homer, into a volcano that's filled with like bubbling hot orange soda.
Yeah, because they're making fun of like the ridiculous ass Japanese game shows.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
that was a good episode.
It was a fun episode. I wouldn't say it's a good episode, but it's a fun episode nonetheless.
Well, I'm being very generic with using the term good.
Are you still saying F, Farty?
No, I was only kidding about that.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, well, mid D. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with C.
Okay. What did you say, Farty? Mid what?
Yeah, mid. Yeah, go C. Yeah, it's like vaguely remember some of it.
C tier. Okay.
Yeah.
And then this is just to let people know, C is still a pretty good. Like, it's still a decent. Still a decent standing.
Yeah, I'd say at this point in time, it's pretty safe to say like C isn't bad. There are definitely good episodes. It's just there's also bad episodes, and the bad episodes drag it down.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you would say at this point in time, A tier is like even your bad episodes are still somewhat enjoyable.
Right. Let's see. 3, 6, 9. Oh, we're on season 11 now, right? Yeah.
Some of the fucking titles for this one are pretty out there. It's like EI Annoyed Grunt.
Oh, EI Doe.
Oh.
The annoyed whenever the title says annoyed grunt, the annoyed grunt is dope.
Well, they just put dope. Like, it's established spelling and everything. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Hello gutter, hello fada. Okay, so what's that one about?
Homer Bull's a 300 game.
Okay, so it wasn't a alcohol abuse one.
No. Homer Bull's a 300 game, but Otto tries to commit suicide, and then Homer like spends time with Maggie after seeing Ron Howard spend time with his children.
I feel like I should remember that episode, and I don't.
No, it's just a dumb episode.
Especially the way that was just explained.
Yeah. Because
Otto
that's the way
tries
they
to commit suicide, so then he spends time with Maggie. So because Ron Howard spends time with his kids.
Well, and the reason I say I feel like I should remember it is because I remember there was an episode where Homer Bowls a perfect game, and that's
Homer Bowls a perfect
the only
game.
thing I remember.
And then after Otto fails suicide, Homer spends time with Maggie after he sees Ron Howard spending time with his children. Homer tries to teach Maggie swimming, but he fails. And then
is that the episode where Maggie almost drowns?
No, it's the episode where Maggie learns how to play where Maggie learns how to bowl.
Fucking hell, the way you just said that, like Otto fails suicide, and sort of like that just rang to like a type of Simpsons type of joke, you know, like he's that fucking much of a useless cunt. He's walking out of fucking hospital with bloody bandages on his wrist, like, dude, I failed suicide.
8 Misbehaving. That's the octuplets episode.
Don't think I ever saw it.
Minjula has the 8 kids, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's see. There's the episode Homer gets a motorcycle and then tries to make a biker gang called the Hell Satans, and the real Hell Satans show up and they fuck up his house. Not a whole lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Memorable episodes in this one.
Yeah, this is definitely getting into the territory of when I stopped watching The Simpsons, because I don't remember any of this stuff.
This is the season where Maud Flanders gets killed off.
The only reason I know that one is because of memes.
Yeah. I don't know. E tier?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with E.
All right.
Yeah, I've just realised I actually had not seen the entire season of the one where fucking Ward gets killed.
Oh, wow.
I've only seen the clip of it. I haven't actually seen the actual like seasonal episodes.
Actually, which season is the one where Ned Flanders basically shows his true character and everybody realizes like, oh, Ned Flanders is actually fucking crazy. I think that was one of the later seasons, wasn't it?
You mean the episode where he loses his shit?
Yeah, the one where like everybody realizes like Ned Flanders is being nice because he's actually freaking batshit nuts.
Because he was like a fucking evil fucking bloody insidious monster fucking back in the day, and he's like sort of he's got to do things like this or else the monster will come back out again or something.
Yeah, he's trying to repent essentially.
There was the episode in oh man, I forget what it was. I think it was season 7, Hurricane Nettie. In the episode where he loses his house in a hurricane. He like ends up in the fucking psych ward.
Yeah, I forget what season that one. That's actually probably one of the best Simpsons episodes.
Yeah,
what's the one where they find out he's actually like in his 80s or something like that?
The Viva Ned Flanders. That was in season 10.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, not a whole lot of memorable ones in wait, no, we're on season 12 now. Okay, never mind. Season 12. Do we need reminders on season 12?
Yeah.
So one of the episodes is the area code episode.
Don't remember it.
It's the episode where the Who where Homer builds a wall down the middle of Springfield. There's New Springfield and Old Springfield, and then they build a wall down the middle of it, and then the Who comes, and Homer's like, "We have the Who," and the other side of Springfield's like, "No, we have the Who." And then it turns out that the whole fucking debate was on area codes.
Yeah, now we're definitely in the territory of when I stopped watching Simpsons. So the only thing I'm going to remember from any of these is going to be from memes.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember the fence and the rock concert one side of it. Fucking Berlin Wall kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then the Who gets up on the wall made of garbage, and they play until like the wall turns into shit. Lisa the tree hugger's in this episode. I don't need to say much about this. This is the one where Lisa goes and climbs into a tree for like a week or whatever, and then they think she died when lightning struck it.
Yep, and the only reason I know that episode exists is because of memes.
Yeah. Insane Clown Poppy, the episode where Homer goes and gets goes to clown school and takes lessons from Krusty.
I thought that was I thought that was a way earlier episode.
No, it's just in this one. The Computer Wore Menace Shoes. I think this is the only memorable episode in this season. This is one where Homer becomes the journalist Mr. X. He was not really a journalist. He's just writing like bunk on the internet, like conspiracy theories, and he ends up getting abducted so that the whistleblower conspiracy theories would stop.
Memes.
Yeah. Not Skinner's Sense of Snow, where Springfield Elementary doesn't close and the blizzard blocks them from being able to leave.
Is this the one where there's the line? Was it good, you're free. Now, Nibbles, chew through my ball sack.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
in this episode.
Yeah,
They
now I do remember the only thing about this season, I think it might even be the one previous or the next one, is that they were good for like these one note fucking drop jokes, and they're like, yeah, you had to be paying attention to get them, like the ball sack joke. Fucking chew through my ball sack. It's just the way that he said it. And there was another one, I can't remember what season it's in, where I think they're talking about fucking women farting or something like that. And then they basically like, fucking, Marge goes, oh, girls don't fart. Well, that shut me up then.
yeah.
There are a couple of good ones like that in there. Yeah, that's about all I remember.
Yeah. Homar. Homr. This is the episode where Homer gets a crayon. They find out a crayon is stuck in Homer's brain. That's why he's so dumb.
Yeah.
Worst episode ever. Bart and Milhouse get kicked out of the Android Dungeon, the comic shop, and then they have to take over for the comic book guy who has a heart attack, and she ends up dating he ends up dating Skinner's mom. Yeah. New Kids on the Block. That's the episode where Bart, Nelson, Milhouse, and Ralph are members of a boy band. But the boy band is a recruiting tool for the military.
Yeah. Funnily enough, that'd be one that you'd think I'd seen over and over again, but I've only ever seen that episode once, and only
It's
in
not a
part.
great It's not a great episode. What are we gonna say about this one? F? Okay. Doku?
No.
I'd be inclined to say F simply because I haven't seen it. Nothing really stands out, and the stuff I heard doesn't sound all that great, and there's no reason that I would want to watch it. So F.
Okay.
I give it slightly a bit more than an F, because at least this one was like, now I remember, like, with that chew through my ball sack line, that was like sort of the thing that sort of got me back into the Simpsons for a little bit. They were making those kinds of jokes.
So you're gonna say E?
Yeah.
All right, I'll put it on E. That's a fair compromise. We're on
12A, or
I think we're on 13 now.
I think it's 13. Hang on.
Is it 12A or 14B or 14.1?
God damn. I'm trying to count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
Yes, it is season 13, but don't
13.
you guys still have that fucking paranoia thing about 13th floor and all that crap?
No, that's a misconception. Season 13. What's in season 13? I don't even remember.
This is definitely in the time period where I was not watching The Simpsons, so
Homer the Mo. It's the episode where Mo leaves his bar to Homer. And then Mo comes back and like cleans up his bar and turns it into a nightclub.
Not ringing a bell.
Hunka Hunka Burns in love. Burns falls in love with some lady, a cop, I think. Yeah, a cop named Gloria. The Blunder Years. After tricking Marge into thinking an advertising spokesman is coming to visit her, Homer takes Marge and the rest of the family to a restaurant. Hypnotist uses his powers on Homer and makes him remember a horrific childhood incident where Homer found a dead body in a ravine. The Simpsons family decides to investigate this and find out where the body came from. This is the episode where they find out that Homer discovered Waylon Smithers Sr.'s body stuck in the drain of the nuclear plant.
I feel like I should remember that.
I feel like that one should have had a fucking sequel. Who shot Mr. Burns? Who gives a fuck? They all can't live. Fucking who killed fucking? Well, why did fucking Mr. Burns kill fucking bloody Puff Boy's fucking father?
He didn't. He was stuck in the reactor.
Yeah, but how did he get stuck in that reactor?
There was an overload and he walked in voluntarily. And then he got stuck and died.
Quotation marks. Voluntarily. Quotation marks.
Oh, I've seen a clip of that, but I've never seen the episode.
Yeah. Jaws Wired Shut is in this season. This is the episode where Homer's mouth is wired shut and he loses all that weight. But there's also a B plot where Marge joins the demolition derby.
Oh, I remember that. Again, clips. Never seen the episode.
Yeah. God, and this is the start of like the really shitty Lisa episodes. God. Weekend at Burnsies is here.
Oh fuck.
Where Homer gets medical marijuana.
I don't know why. I just remember I hated that episode.
Yeah, it was so dumb. It's another there's another clip show in this. I Am Furious Yellow is in this season. The Sweetest Apu. That's the one where Apu has an affair with the squishy lady.
Don't remember it.
When the Apu have the affair with the squishy lady.
Yeah, I'm gonna say F. What do you think, Doku?
Just because I don't remember a lot outside of clips I've seen and nothing sounds all that interesting, I'm inclined to say E, but I'm going to go ahead and default to you, and I'm just going to say F.
Okay. What do you think, Farty?
Yeah, F.
F? F for fucking awful. Season 14.
Yeah, the reason I said F is because I haven't seen enough of the episodes to really give it a fair judgment.
Yeah, there's not a lot of memorable ones in that one. Season 14, Homer Goes to Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp is in that one.
That was an all right episode.
Bart versus Lisa versus the third grade, where Bart gets moved down to the third grade and Lisa gets moved up to the third grade. I hated that episode. Helter Shelter.
Wait, Helter Shelter. What was that one?
That's the one where they get a hockey stick and it's filled with termites, Russian termites. And they start fucking up the house. And,
okay, yeah, I remember now.
Right, so their new place to live, because they can't afford a new place to live while their like house is getting fumigated. They go on like an 1890s like style reality show.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't love that episode, but I also didn't hate it.
Yeah. Special Edna's in this season. That's the episode where Bart fucks with Edna. Oh no, never mind. This is the episode where she breaks up with Skinner.
I don't think I ever saw that.
And they end up going to Disney, where Edna can win the teacher awards.
Oh, the only reason I know about that one's because of memes.
Because of memes. The dad who knew too little. Homer buys a video cassette for Lisa, who says her favorite food is chicken nuggets, and he hires she gets all pissed, and then he hires what the fuck's it called, a private detective to like study Lisa so he can like super dad her and like win her affection back.
I feel like I've seen that episode.
They got to go on the run because Homer doesn't pay the guy he hired.
I feel like I've seen it. I just don't remember anything about it.
Okay.
It sounds familiar, but I just yeah.
Yeah.
If I don't remember it, it probably wasn't that memorable.
Strong Arms of the Ma. Do you remember that one?
The title sounds very familiar.
Marge gets robbed, so she develops agoraphobia, and then as a result, she starts lifting weights.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
And then she kicks the shit out of the guy who robbed her.
Yep, I know that one. Also, another one that Family Guy did a parody of. To be fair, didn't like it.
There's the spelling bee episode that Lisa's in.
Oh God, I hate that episode so fucking much.
Let's see. Mr. Spritz Goes to Washington. It's the episode where Krusty runs for Congress, so he can help the Simpsons, and the rest of Springfield not have planes fly over their houses.
Remember it? Also, didn't really like it.
C.E. Doe. Homer's promoted at the power plant and suggest ideas to Mr. Burns, which all get rejected.
Yeah, I remember this season. All right, I know exactly what season.
This is the episode where Homer takes control of the power plant by making Burns think there's inspectors coming to shut the place down and signing the deed over to Homer. And then Homer fires Mr. Burns. This season
is when I started watching Simpsons again, and I fucking despised it.
Yeah, it's oh man. The three gays of the condo were in this episode. This is the episode where Homer moves out of the house and he moves in with like three gay guys.
Yeah, I remember this season very specifically. This is when Simpsons decided they want to get like super progressive. This one's an immediate F for me.
What do you think, Farty? Season 13 or 14?
Yeah, I think this is about where I started noticing that those jokes were distinctly not there anymore. And there's more to the point, I was actually starting to really sort of pay attention to fucking Lisa's fucking cunt burgery.
So you're going to say F?
Yep.
All right. I'm in agreement. That is an F tier.
Well, and that's when The Simpsons became very one-sided in terms of their jokes, and it became hyper politicized. At that point in time, it's not just social commentary. It is extremely one-sided political commentary, and it wasn't funny.
That's right.
Yeah. So season 15, we got My Mother the Carjacker is in this one. This is this episode where Homer's mom comes back to Springfield. She goes to jury trial and she gets acquitted of like all of the charges against her. But Burns like keeps looking for reasons to put her away. And in the end, he finds like that she forged different names on registry, like the sign-in books at like national parks, which is technically a federal offense. The president wore pearls. It's another Lisa episode.
Should call her Hillary from now on.
Yeah.
Because that's the cringe. One of the cringiest fucking parts about that fucking shit with bloody Hillary was that like she was carrying on like fucking Lisa bloody Simpson. It's like, oh, it's her turn, women's powers, and all this. Like, oh, take your Lisa Simpson, like fucking shit, fuck off with it, you fucking stupid old whore.
You know what? The sad part is, I actually think Hillary Clinton is more likable than Lisa Simpson.
Yes, that's the worst part about it. So I don't have a thermonuclear hatred for Hillary bloody Clinton, but I'll definitely shoot fucking Lisa Simpson as soon as I see the bitch.
Season 15 is an F for sure. Um,
I can't argue one way or the other because after season 14, I got turned off to The Simpsons very strongly.
yeah, season 14 is an F, or 15 is an F. Season 16. Let's see if there's any memorable episodes in season 16. All's Fair in Oven War. Marge enters a cooking contest. Okay. There's an episode where Bart becomes depressed about growing older, losing his baby tooth, and Lisa suggests dealing with his problems by writing ironic slogans on T-shirts. And then he sells those to a salesman. Yeah, there's just okay. Prankster Rap. This is the episode where Bart fakes his own kidnapping, and Milhouse's dad goes to prison. But everyone doesn't want the truth to come out because everyone is happy with the way everything is. Yeah.
Just like everyone was happy, when bloody Armin Tanzarian, was it the real fucking Skinner shows up.
Yeah. The real Skinner shows up, and it turns out that Armin Tanzarian took his place.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something about marrying. Homer becomes a minister after Springfield legalizes gay marriage, and he just marries everybody. Patty ends up finding someone she wants to marry.
Let me guess, it's got boobs as well.
Huh?
Let me guess, it's got boobs as well.
Well, no. It turns out that who she wanted to marry wasn't a woman, and it was a man, and she was upset about it and didn't go through with the wedding.
Oh no, I didn't become a lesbian after all. Oh
no. On a
Oddly, not very progressive.
There's the episode where Lisa files a restraining order against Bart.
Yeah, typical bloody feminist. She probably caused it too.
Oh my god. Goo Goo Guy Pan, the episode where Selma adopts a baby from China. This is an F tier. There's future drama in this season. And that's where that's the episode where Frank makes a future machine that Bart and Lisa can see their see how their lives are going in 8 years.
And of course, fucking Lisa's president of the United Bloody States.
I think that's the right episode. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
Hillary,
feel like
Hillary is president of the United States. Remember? Sorry.
No. Yeah. Don't Fear the Roofer. Everyone thinks Homer is hallucinating a roofer named Ray. Thank God it's Doomsday. Homer figures out that the rapture is a real thing and it's going to happen. And he tries to get everybody to go with him. And then he's the only one that ends up getting raptured in the end. And then he vandalizes heaven until God sends him back to earth and undoes the rapture. Yeah, this is a very strong F, I think. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
F it is. 18. I don't even, or 17. Yeah, season 17. I don't even need to at 17. I don't remember at all.
Well, for the previous season, the reason I say
Go ahead.
even though I haven't really seen Is specifically, there's nothing in any of
Yeah.
those episode descriptions that make me want to watch them. So,
Yeah.
in my opinion, going forward, in case anybody's wondering, and you're probably not, but I'm going to explain it anyways. If I haven't seen the season and I still say it's an F, it's because there's nothing that makes me want to watch it, which is an immediate fail by default.
Yeah. Season 17 doesn't have anything memorable in it. I can't remember a thing. I'm scrolling through the titles list here, and I don't see anything.
F it is.
You say F, Doku?
Yep.
What say you, Farty?
Yeah, we're really getting up to like just before like. Yeah, probably not going to remember much from this season, the next season, or anything after 20.
Yeah, so let's see. Season 18.
I mean, at least if you can bump it up to an episode that I remember, or it sounds interesting enough for me to want to go watch, then at least as long as there's one episode like that in the season, then I would say E. But if there isn't, F.
Yeah.
But you need at least one.
Yeah, I think there's nothing in here that's like hitting me for anything.
Did any of the descriptions sound interesting at least? Like, let's try to be nice.
No.
I'll just pick a random one and read it out. Let's see.
Homer Razzi. After the family photo album is destroyed in a fire involving a Krusty doll and a bottle of cologne, Marge restages all of the family's photographs, and when a celebrity dating scandal is captured in the background of one of the photos, the Simpsons strike tabloid gold. Tasting success and seeing money to be made, Homer takes to the streets as one of the paparazzi, capturing Springfield celebrities at their worst. They fight back, and photograph Homer on his bad behavior, causing him to give up. As they celebrate with a decadent party, Homer photographs them, but will not release them if they treat their fans with respect.
That's all one episode?
That's one episode.
That sounded like the description of 4 completely different episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually impressively bad. Not only is it virtue signaling on behalf of the Access media, but it's like 4 episodes piled into one, and they all sound like bad Family Guy episodes.
Yeah.
That's an F. Actually, no, you know what? Just because of that one episode description, that's bottom tier. That's the worst. That's trash.
Would you agree, Farty?
Yeah.
All right, Farty, we're on the Simpsons movie.
Yeah, as I mentioned, I can't exactly remember what it was. It was like either smoking or drinking, or he swore or something like that.
Well, he drank, and he did drink alcohol, and he swore like a sailor in the movie.
Yeah, and it was sort of kind of that point there. He sort of aged a decade in that split second alone. It was like, no, we can't go back to him being a fucking 8-year-old now. No, you've already ruined that sort of that thing for me. So yeah, and I didn't see The Simpsons the same after that.
Yeah, Bart, you're drinking. What? I'm troubled. Which that was his justification, by the way, for him drinking. I thought the movie was fine. Just as a just if I look at it, in its own right, I think it was fine. I don't think it was a terribly written or anything. I think it was just its own season, just kind of compacted into one thing. I do like how the movie, how do I put this? I do like how the movie goes back to like the season 1 roots of like just focusing on the family and focusing it on being a family adventure, as opposed to, oh, okay, well, it's just, we're going to do a 10-minute episode, and then we'll fill it with B plot. There wasn't a whole lot of B plot in this, is what I'm saying.
Hmm.
So who ranks the movie where?
Oh, I don't think it's shit. It's just that, like, yeah,
Right.
that was the thing that sort of, yeah, that's the one where it done it for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, putting to scale, not as good as anything that we have in C tier, but not as bad as what's in E tier. So I would say this is the first D.
Yep. Oh yeah, I would
I'll go with
definitely say D. Definitely 100% say D. It's watchable. It's enjoyable. It is well written, but it is not very well executed. Season 19. I know, Farty, you said you didn't see anything in this season.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that end of that decade's a bit fucking vague.
Yeah. This is an F for me. There's nothing that like comes up.
Well, hold on. Let's be fair with it. Pick a
Okay.
random episode and read the description of it.
Okay,
Just roulette wheel.
Give me episode number up to 20.
Let's go with episode 16.
16. You're gonna regret this.
Oh God.
Papa Don't Leech is the name of the episode. When Mayor Quimby launches a campaign to shake down anyone who hasn't paid taxes in years, Lurleen Lumpkin, the country singer who tried to seduce Homer from season 3's episode Colonel Homer, hides out at the Simpsons' house, which does not sit well with Marge, who can't forgive her for almost stealing her husband. When she learns Lurleen's father abandoned her, she reunites them, but he leaves again, taking the song that she wrote about him to the Dixie Chicks.
It could have been enough for me to say I might want to watch that, but it lost me about halfway through. I really, really, really want to be generous and say put it in E tier because maybe I want to watch it.
Before I put it in E tier, give me another episode number.
All right, how about 16? So let's go with half that number and go to 8.
Oh boy, Funeral for a Fiend. A night at a rib restaurant turns into yet another plot for Sideshow Bob to kill the Simpsons family, but the whole scheme turns into a family affair when Bart kills his mortal enemy by throwing away his nitroglycerin, which Sideshow Bob needs for his heart. Unbeknownst to Bart, Sideshow Bob actually faked his death and is plotting with the rest of the Terwilligers to kill Bart. At the funeral, Bart is invited to be with Bob as he is cremated, but Bob traps him in the coffin. Lisa deduces the plan, and Bart is rescued. The Terwilligers are sent to prison.
Well, if it wasn't for the last 2 sentences, I think I would want to watch that. But I have a feeling that.
Do you want one more episode?
Just for the sake of being generous, sure. How about we go with episode, I was going to say 10, but let's bump it up and say 11.
That 90s show. After Marge's diploma fell from a box, a family secret is unraveled. 10 years had passed by between Bart's birth and the meeting of their parents. After high school, Marge wanted to go to college, so Homer helped make her dream come true and paid for it by working for his father. But in class, Marge started to fall for her professor, which ultimately led Homer on the path of the musician's fame and depression. When the professor is not interested in getting married, Marge breaks up with him and returns to Homer when she hears his song about her.
Yeah, we're getting into the shitty retcons, and I really don't like these.
Yeah, I hate
I mean,
these.
it sounds like a one-off. That's also, by the way, hi, Dest. It's been a while.
Hey, Des.
But
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't sound bad. I mean, it's kind of a one-off generic love story. I've seen it and heard it time and time again. It's not bad. I
It's
could,
a retcon. It's a complete retcon of how they got together.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but if you consider it just like as a standalone story, like one-off, like it could be kind of sweet. It could be kind of nice, but also at the same time, I don't really give a shit.
No.
So,
Well,
I mean, that's 3 for 3. So is that enough for an E, or are we landing on F?
I'm still saying F.
I'm gonna have to say
yeah, I'm
F as
still
well.
saying F2 because this is also like the beginning of like I don't know whether you've kept up with this end of it, Doku, but like they've the from when Marge and Homer were in high school to when they got into college to when they first had Bart and Lisa has changed like 19 fucking times. And they've even
And it's
recently re-updone it so that like they grew up in a gentrified part of fucking San Francisco or some fucking shit like that. And they were hip groovy little go
it
getters and stuff instead of fucking being like,
it's
country bumpkins from nowhere.
It's changed so many times since season 19. That's the problem. Dester says
Even then, it's like, Bart fucking was like, what, he was supposed to be born in like, what, fucking 78, 79, and then it was supposed to be in the late 80s, and then by now it's like he was born in like 2006 or some fucking shit like that.
yeah.
Well, the reason I landed on it, and I understand what you guys are saying, but really the reason I landed on F is because are there elements of certain things that were good? Yeah, kinda. Like, sure. But all in all, none of it sounded that interesting, and I'm definitely not going to spend 20 minutes of my life sitting down to watch it. And so, like, that's if you can't get my eyeballs on the screen, that's an immediate fail.
Yeah. So Dester says that was the Nirvana Homer episode. You're exactly 100% on the nose with that. Also, hello, Dester. How's it going? He said he wasn't expecting YouTube or Doku. Well, Dester, you
I'm
can never
elusive.
expect anything. Okay, don't expect
No one
anything
ever
from us.
suspects the Doku or the YouTube.
He says F tier for season 19. We're on the final season we're ranking because we haven't watched anything past season 20. Every time they make Homer more and more pathetic, yeah, they do. The problem isn't it doesn't set itself. The problem is it doesn't set itself as a standalone season. Yeah,
That's a fair point and accurate.
yeah. And every time they make Homer more and more pathetic. Yeah, I agree with you. Season 20. Well, I'm saying F on season 20 because I hated season 20. I remember vehemently hating season 20.
I was actually going to go ahead and say F just because I know when the season would have been released and what the quality of writing was in Hollywood and just general entertainment media as a whole. And I don't see this being good at all.
If you want to know why I hated season 20, here's one of the biggest problems I had with going into the Simpsons season 20. The entire first 4 episodes are a train wreck of boredom and dumb bullshit monotony. The intro to this episode of the Treehouse of Horror episode, which is the 4th episode of the season, comes out like right around Thanksgiving is when they release the Treehouse episode for this one. And the setup for this episode is Homer walks into a voting booth and he tries to vote for Obama, and then it says he voted for McCain. And he's like, no, I remember to vote for Obama. And he's like, no, you're voting for McCain.
I remember this season because even the Access media fucking lost their shit over it.
So this is like, we don't really care anymore. We're just going to we're just gonna go full on with the bullshit politics in this season. So for that reason alone, I'm putting this into the F because I watch this to get away from the real world. I don't need reminders of the real world. And then that's where this show like finally lifted the veil and said, we're just gonna be like the real world.
Actually, I think you should put that just because of that one simple fact alone. You should put it into terrible.
What say you, Farty?
The worst.
Yeah, because remember they were supposed to be the dysfunctional American family. I think this is where they started getting a bit fucking high and mighty on their own fucking bullshit, and this is like where Lisa really started becoming like a really massively unsufferable fuck because they thought it was cool.
Yeah. That's the worst. It's trash. It's garbage.
So
it shouldn't exist.
That's where our 20 seasons of The Simpsons land. There weren't any S tiers, but there's a lot of solid seasons up until about the D tier, right?
Well, and that's the thing. Everything after the Simpsons movie really falls off, and it falls off hard.
Oh yeah, because like most of what's in here is either the lead, is either the run into the Simpsons movie or immediately following.
And that's the thing. Like even the bad stuff leading up to the Simpsons movie, with a few tweaks, could have easily been adjusted to a higher tier. Like it's like because we were pretty on the edge about a lot of them, but everything after the Simpsons movie, it was unanimously like, E tier, F tier, or trash. Like, so I mean, it's pretty obvious. Like when they fell off, it was after the Simpsons movie, and they fell off hard and they fell off fast.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the last 3 in a row are F tier or worst.
Yeah. Here we go.
I think that's actually the only time we've had 3 F tier or worst in a row.
Yep, there we go. Well, I'm all out of fuel. What about you guys?
I'm hanging out.
I know you're hanging out, Farty or Doku.
Yeah, I can go for like 30 minutes or an hour, but after that, I'm definitely going to check out.
Yeah. Terrible. Wasn't this the same episode with Trump in it? No, I don't think it was. Tester. Simpsons should have ended at season 8. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. What do you guys think?
Don't know about 8.
Thought to end. You might have been able to drag it on a little bit if you had better quality writing, but 8. Maybe you could push it to 10. Maybe you could push it to 10, but the only reason I say that is if you're going to do season 9 and 10, knowing that you're going to end there, you have to wrap it up.
The show peaks at Homer's enemy. Like the best writing in the series is Homer's enemy.
I'm not going to disagree on that one. I think there's some other episodes that would stack up to that, but for all intents and purposes, yeah, that's fair.
And yeah, Dester says he just got off work. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Because we're probably gonna wrap up here in a second. Because I'm fucking exhausted. The streams are going to be sporadic for a little while. I don't know how long, but they're just going to be sporadic because I am like tired all the time. So it's going to be I will hit Farty up when I'm awake, and it's like, hey, here's the link, dude. Let's hang out. And he has time and he's free. What's that?
Or I'm awake. Or if fucking Twitter decides to tell me.
Yeah. So it's gonna be kind of like that for a while, and I'm really apologetic for that. But I'm just super fucking tired all the time. And that's all there really is to it. But I think today's stream was was fun. I enjoyed myself. And I'm glad that you're able to I'm glad you were able to catch this much. The next stream I'm hoping for will be Friday. I'm hoping for a Friday stream if I'm not too tired. And it'll probably be around the same time if everyone can make it. If not, then it'll be whenever I can get around to like getting out of bed and seeing if Farty's awake. But with that said, I got nothing else to contribute. Do you guys want to say anything before we leave?
Now, the only thing I'm going to say is I haven't really thought about The Simpsons in probably a good almost 10 years. So this was kind of interesting going back and, remembering things that I would have normally forgotten.
Yeah.
It's bizarre what you used to find entertaining.
It is, isn't it?
I kind of another thing that's ruined it for me in The Simpsons is quite a bit recently. I've been sort of flashing back to like the 80s and stuff like that. Sort of remembering what the place was like back then, and how things different things were. And I remember when The Simpsons first came on, it was sort of that era and all this kind of shit. And then cunts have been doing this synthwave shit and putting fucking Simpsons clips to it, and it's all like real trippy and stuff like that. The problem is, though, that's making the fucking flashbacks even fucking worse because they're melding together, kind of thing. And it's just like it's difficult to explain what the fucking imagery is triggering off in my head, but it's just sort of like it's a bit jarring. But yeah, fucking I honestly don't know how they're still fucking going. Like,
I'll tell you how they're still going. Disney owns the rights to it, and they're gonna run it into the ground like they do with everything else.
Yeah, speaking of Disney.
Oh God. Yeah, that's a topic for another stream.
Although, it would be awesome news if there was anything to salvage.
Yeah. So before we leave, I'm gonna show you my pussy. Are you ready?
Ow. Except Ravage.
All right. We're gonna head on the hell out of here. Thank you all for hanging out with me today, and we'll catch you again.